Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
It's -10 degrees outside.
That's frickin' freezing. All right, guys, shameless plug. I have a second channel where I collect and we don't review things. We just go over small scale die cast cars. The channel has other stuff on it as well, motorcycles and other things like that. But its focus right now is Matchbox, Hot Wheel premiums, and things like that. So I just wanted to share with you, if you're interested in things like this and want to take a look at small scale die cast stuff, and maybe you're into it. We're not all only into RC. Maybe you'd want to go check my other channel out. I'll put a link in the description below where you can click on it and it'll take you right over there. Have a look around, and maybe you want to subscribe and be a part of what we're doing over there too. I didn't want to do this kind of stuff here at the Toe Shifter channel just because I like the Toe Shifter channel just to kind of really be about RC. So I've got another channel. It's small. It's called The Son of Harold. There's not even 500 subscribers over there, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. And if you are interested in little die-cast cars, Hot Wheels, new, old, anywhere in between, go over to that channel, check it out. Maybe you're into it and you want to be a part. I'll show you the studio for this quick. And here it is. So this is where we hang out when we're doing small scale die cast things. I have a love for two wheels. So this showroom is a whole bunch of my Hot Wheels motorcycles that I have. I have hanging on the pegs up above. I've got this Indiana Jones Ducati Scrambler, which I haven't opened yet. But this is just kind of where we hang out if we're doing small scale die cast stuff. This is one of my most recent finds at a local thrift shop where people tend to throw a bunch of cars in a bag and then charge you nothing. So there was 4 cars stuffed in a bag, and they wanted $2 for 4 cars. It was 50 cents a car. This was in there. And this is a Matchbox. This is 1984 Matchbox F1 Racer. And a very cool piece. All the tampos are still there. Anyway, I mean, that's not what we're doing here. I'm just showing you the other thing that I'm into. And then I've got a turntable here, so I'll kind of give you a glimpse of that. If we have a nice piece, we spin it on the turntable so you guys get a look at details. So that was kind of a quick look at the other collectible thing that I'm into. If you guys want to check it out, I'm not saying subscribe, but if you want to go check it out, go check it out. And if you're into it, subscribe to that channel. We can hang out over there. Let me know if you guys are into die-cast cars. Everybody played with Hot Wheels and Matchbox when they were kids. Everybody did. I'm kind of back into it, man. I don't know. It's not like they make really cool models, and I like to snag some of the cooler ones that I find. So go check it out. Link in the description. Let's get back to Traxxas and what we're doing here today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. As you can see, I've got some Traxxas trucks on the bench here, and I thought we would just have a little chat. It's way too cold out to be doing anything outside. I'm not leaving the house today, that's for sure. So I've got my TRX4 Chevy Blazer police truck that I created off of Easy Boy. This truck's been reviewed on the channel before. This started out as the '79 Bronco. And actually, just wait a second. So we got this. This is what this was originally. So I ran a Reckless series. I think it only went 2 or 3 episodes long, where I just basically used this thing as a basher. I had a straight axle kit on here, which you lose the gear reduction from the portals. Then I had burnt up the original Traxxas motor because it wasn't in high gear without the gear reduction, and then bashing it, just the motor couldn't handle it. So I burnt that up, and then I had another motor. I don't remember what it was. It might have been an FMS motor that I just threw in to kind of get me by, and I smoke showed that thing. So it wasn't doing the things that it was meant to do. This was not meant to bash and be a straight axle, so it fried motors. That's just what you get. So then I saw Easy Boy's TRX4. He's got the other Blazer body, and so I just picked up a new body from my local hobby shop, and then added the Funko Pop driver, Daryl from The Walking Dead, and then I added the light bar up top and some police stickers and turned it into this. And then I took the straight axles back out of it and put my portals back on, and now this thing is back to how it was intended to be. So let me put this back. This is, when this thing is new and shiny, this is a freaking beautiful RC. But as you can see, I was pretty hard on it. And I've got a basic light kit in it, but I can't. It's very cool. I'm not gonna part with it. Someday I might make a really low sitting old beater with this body, but we'll see. Future project, probably. Anyway, these are my Traxxas vehicles, and I've had my first crawler that I ever purchased was the tan standard TRX4 Sport. That's what started all of this RC madness for me. And that truck, I sold it, and I kind of wish I wouldn't have, honestly. I wish I wouldn't have sold any of my trucks, but I sold it. It is what it is. But that truck is probably the best out-of-the-box RTR that you can get. I can't imagine what the comment section of this video is going to be like, but if someone were to ask me today, hey, I'm thinking about getting into RC, what do you think, what's a great first truck that I should buy? And I would probably follow that up with a question like, well, what are your intentions in RC? Because obviously that matters, right? We're not all trying to achieve the same things in the hobby. That's why there's different aspects. Do you want to race? Do you want to rock crawl? Do you want to trail? Do you want to get into the scale side of things and make your trucks look as close to a 1-to-1 real vehicle as you can. You know, there's so many aspects for the hobby that a follow-up question would have to be asked, right? So if they said that they wanted to trail, maybe try to crawl over some obstacles, just an entry-level good time, TRX4 is where I'm going to send them. Now, I know that a lot of people probably won't agree, and I know that these are, well, this isn't actually, but I know that like this, you know, these are $500 vehicles, and not everybody's going to be like, whoa, I'm not spending $500. That's crazy. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, again, this is Toe Shifter's opinion, the best bang for your buck is a TRX4. And if you don't want to get into this style of TRX4, hold please. There's a couple options here. So if you want to go the $500-ish route and get into something like this, let me back up just a second. If your intention is to climb obstacles, if any of your intention is to try to rock crawl, I would not recommend a high trail to start. They're too top heavy. You're going to try to climb something and it's going to roll, or depending on if you got the Blazer or the pickup, you know, they might be top heavy or they might be rolling over backwards, and you might get discouraged with the thing's ability being new. So I would recommend finding yourself a TRX4 original, at least just to get your feet wet. So anyway, if you don't want to go this route because you're not sure, you're just trying, you want to try the hobby and experience it, this will offer a 2-speed transmission. That's what this button here does. You've got a cruise control option where once you're in the throttle, you can click the set button, and then you can adjust your multifunction knob here for speed. And then the truck's just going to travel at that speed, and all you have to focus on is steering. So that's another added feature. And then this is differential lock. So I can have both diffs unlocked, where this turns but the other wheel doesn't. It's free. I can lock just the rear. I can lock just the front. So then it's a fully locked 4-wheel drive system. And you can use it if you want, or you can unlock them for better turning radius. Maybe you're trailing at the time, and so you're in second gear or high gear, and you're traveling with a little bit of speed, and with the diffs unlocked, you'll be able to make some turns and not be grabbing and rolling your truck, which would make for a more positive experience. But now, if you get to the cheaper side of things, enter the Sport, which, I'm going to say it, this is my favorite Traxxas product that they make. This happens to be the High Trail. It doesn't matter to me if it's the High Trail or the OG low TRX4 Sport. This is one of the greatest RCs that you can get. And this would cost you, I don't remember what the High Trail was. It's not that much more, but like the standard one or the High Trail are under, I want to say $350. I have updates in this this truck's got way more than 350 bucks in it. But regardless, you get to the Sport, and for 350 bucks, you'll get 1 speed, so you don't get the knob that switches from low and high gear. You don't get the cruise control function that I told you about, and you don't get the locking and unlocking diffs. So this gearing is set to a middle of the road between this low and high gear. This has like a medium gear. Perfect for trailing. It's faster than a walking pace, so it's not like you don't have to slow down and wait for your truck to catch up or anything like that. This travels at a really good speed. The wheels are always locked, so if you are at full speed and you make a sharp turn, especially with the high trail, your chances of rolling it are higher. But once you get a little, finesse with your finger and your throttle application, you're not going full steer at full speed. This is completely manageable and an excellent driver. And then when you come across a rock pile or a tree roots or whatever, you can slow down, do some throttle modulation, and your diffs are already locked, and you're just gonna have a good experience climbing up and over some obstacles. So this would be my first recommendation for an entry-level guy. If you didn't want the high trail, get the standard Sport. I want to get one again in the low just because it's my favorite truck, honestly. I want to get the regular one, and it comes clipless now. You see how this has body pins. This does not. They now do the clipless system on most of their stuff. But I highly recommend a TRX4 Sport. And people crap on the electronics a lot, and I did say I burnt up the stock motor in here, but that was my doing, right? I deleted the gear reduction by putting a straight axle kit in it, and then I had the 27 turn motor, and I ran it in high gear with a 5,000 milliamp 3S, and I just bashed it. Full speed for as long as I could, full throttle everywhere. Water, mud, rollovers, jumps. Like I did what this truck wasn't meant to do, and it burnt the motor up. I can't blame Traxxas for that, and I don't. While I'm tapping these tires here, tap, 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 Canyon Trails. Best RTR tire that you can get. I haven't driven every RTR tire in the world, obviously. This is the best RTR tire you can get. Yeah, it's glued to plastic wheels, but look at that. Look how good that looks. And you can add weight to your hubs, your hex, your axle. There's an argument to be made that you don't want rotating weight. So it's safe to say that this is an excellent wheel option. And you just put your weight elsewhere if you want weight down low. I think these look great. You get the center cap so you don't see your axle nut. I mean, this is awesome. And I personally like the tread pattern, and they perform really well. I know a lot of guys like to sipe the tires. They'll cut every other lug out or something with the middle. I don't tend to modify my tires. If it's not making it where I'm trying to drive it, then that truck wasn't meant to go there, and I back off and I try a different line. That's just me. But again, that's everybody RCs how they want to RC, and it's great, honestly. That's what's so great about the hobby. Do what you want to do. So back to my Sport here. Obviously, I have a winch on this one, and it's a working winch. I have the Pro Scale Light kit in this. Speaking of down low weight, like I did earlier, I have brass outer portals in this truck just because it is the high trail, and I mentioned how it would be really top heavy and an unpleasurable experience for somebody new. You would be rolling this thing and being like, God, this thing is kind of a turd. But if you get some weight down low, this truck is a beast. I still have mud in the tires, and I've been out in the snow in this thing, if that gives you any indication as to how cold it's been. It's so cold that snow runs won't clean last season's mud off the tires. And I haven't cleaned it either. That's on me. But anyway, so I've got a winch in this one. I have a full build series on this truck. If you wanted to go back to my older videos and check it out, you could. But Pro Scale light kit. I think I mentioned that already. What else did I do to this? Oh, I put the high torque 400 ounce Traxxas servo in here. It's got the rock lights. Like I said, running winch. I think that's about it. Love that satisfying click. That's what that clipless body's about. And then I can just pick the truck up and going anywhere. It's awesome. But yeah, this truck came in that green and gray livery. I threw some stickers on that I thought were cool. I changed out the traction boards to some orange ones that I had. And then I've got a green and a red jerry can, just to kind of make it my own. And I think it's great. I've got this is from RC 4-wheel drive, but it's just a little license plate sticker. Fits there pretty good, says scale on it. My favorite, honestly. TRX4 Sport. Highly recommended. I know. Go to the comments and tell me how wrong I am. And then in the back there, we've got a TRX6. Now this is the hauler, and I think this truck was pricey. I wouldn't recommend this as your first truck. This thing was $700. And I've added some bits to it, stickers, decals, fire extinguisher, some bits on the bed. It does come with a winch for the bed for pulling cars up onto it, which is kind of nice. You do get these nice wheels and tires with this. I don't know if you guys are getting a look at that. Let me move the police blazer out of the road here. But you get these nice tires, and they've got the center hubs too that cover the wheel nuts. Like I said, this comes with full light kit, so you get cab lights, headlights, lights down the bed rails. It's got tail lights, receiver hitch, and full 6-wheel drive. And then this remote also has the functionality of locking and unlocking diffs, high and low gear. So I've got videos of this running too. Feel free to go check them out. Very cool truck. Just once you've driven a 6x6, you're like, oh, I mean, I don't want to say any negatives. I was almost going to say it's not really a scale truck, but I mean, this is honestly it's kind of scale. But again, that's my opinion. But very cool and extremely capable. I prefer not to rock crawl this because I don't want to roll this and scratch it. This is my little beauty, if you will. My little, I don't know what we want to call it, but I like to take care of this and not roll it. I like to just drive this one around. But they also make a 6x6 in it's a G-Wagon, but it's got a bed on it, like a G-Wagon pickup kind of. It's a Mercedes something. I'm not sure what it's modeled after, but it's a 6x6. I don't have one of those, but that would be a cool truck to own at some point also, just because I really like my 6x6s. So I mean, that's kind of going to do it, man. It wasn't really a rant. It was more of you know, Traxxas is A-okay by me. Call me a fanboy. I don't care. I've got thick skin. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Love them or hate them, Traxxas makes good stuff. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Traxxas, I don't know what year the TRX4 started, but it's basically gone unchanged since they made their first one. And I don't know how long ago that was, but it's been years. Would I like to see Traxxas come out and enter the market with something new? Absolutely. But I mean, they got a good thing going. Clipless bodies is huge. That's a win. So that's gonna do it, man. I could get out the small stuff. I've got all 4 TRX4Ms, but I think we'll just stick to 10th scale in this one. And yeah, I'm a fan. The title was clickbaity, I know, but that's more of a jab at the haters than anything else. I personally love Traxxas trucks. I do. So that's gonna do it, man. I'm gonna leave you alone. I appreciate you watching. If you want to go check out my other channel, again, there's a link in the description below. Go check it out. Maybe we can hang out over there as well. So, all right, we'll see you soon. Take care.